What's going on, pretty people? My name is Noel and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification down below so that you get notified when I upload new videos. I talk about social media, social issues, social commentary, TV show, all things entertainment. Basically all things entertainment. And I try to make it entertaining. So yeah. If you would like to, you can follow me on Instagram where I occasionally post a nice photo. Or you can follow me on Twitter where no one is safe because they're all getting dragged. Alright, and with that being said, let's get into the video real quick and waste no time. So if you are clicking on this video, then you obviously have been watching Canada's Drag Race just like I have. And honestly, Canada's Drag Race is far more entertaining than All Stars 5. I said it, I said what I said, it is what it is, I'm not taking it back. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Canada's Drag Race is such a breath of fresh air. The cast is great, the challenges are great, the drama's entertaining, the runways are nice and interesting. It's just good personalities, good TV, good competition, and good drag. And Canada's Drag Race has been a little bit controversial because it is the first Drag Race spinoff to not include RuPaul. Ooh, the judging. We're gonna talk about that all in this video. But I wanted to ask the question, as out of all the Drag Race spin-offs, other franchises, other countries, with the exception of Thailand, I haven't seen Thailand, so I can't really speak on that, but Canada's Drag Race has deviated the most as far as the format with judging, guest judges, and just overall presentation. It's a different experience. However, as a Drag Race fan, I want to break out of the mindset that all Drag Race franchises will have to adhere to the American version. But this video is mainly me talking about Canada's Drag Race and asking the question, does Canada's Drag Race work? And let's talk about it this season so far, because as you all know, the season has not concluded. Boom, boom, boom. So let's just jump right in with the big gray elephant on this main stage, the judging. The judging is a little bit, interesting. The judging's been a little bit questionable, a little bit, I don't really get it, and their decisions have been a bit weird.
This, Rita Bagga, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's challenge.
It probably wasn't until like episode 5 or 6 where the judges really started giving solid critiques. Stacey McKenzie is the saving grace of this. She's amazing, she's awesome, she's talented, she's beautiful, and she's the best judge on the panel. Period, point blank. She is the most amazing judge on the panel. However, I do find some of the critiques early on, particularly the first episode, to be extremely harsh. For example, the first episode, when it came to Juicebox, who was the first one to go home, really went in on her about her outfit. And to be honest, her outfit was not that great. It wasn't great. It was very Flintstones, Pebble Bam Bam, a piece of fabric wrapped around as a skirt, and a tank top that was cut a little bit roughly. So the whole outfit was rough. It was rough. But I feel like the judges were really, they weren't bringing anything new. Like basically, Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman, Brooklyn Heights, and Stacey McKenzie all basically told Juicebox one by one that her outfit was messy, but they weren't adding anything constructive to it. Like, the only constructive comment that came from anybody on the judges panel was Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman, and all he said was that
the skirt is just so short, unpolished, unfinished. Okay.
Which was valid, but like that shouldn't be the only criticism that comes out of your mouth. You know, that shouldn't be the only valid, you know, criticism. Shouldn't be the only valid critique, you know? Shouldn't be the only valid critique. And the judges can be harsh. Like for instance, Brooklyn Heights said that somebody's outfit was off Broadway. And it was like, yeah, girl, we get it. We get it. That was a little bit harsh. I feel like the judges panel isn't balanced. And I know I just said that the RuPaul's Drag Race franchise does not have to model itself after the American Drag Race. However, I'm gonna compare. I feel like the judging on the American panel is balanced out because there are different types of judges. You have Ru, who has his puns. You have Michelle Visage, who's like the hardcore judge, who's super critical and super, you know, analytical, analyzes everything that happens. But then you also have Carson Kressley and Ross Matthews, who are like the sweet judges. And I feel like there's no soft cushion. There's no judge on the panel who can like softly cushion and deliver their critiques in a way. And one of the greatest sayings in life that I love to live by is it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And a lot of the things they say can be a little bit harsh. It's like you don't have to go there. And it seems like, at least with the Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman, it's more of a RuPaul-esque persona, and he's trying to be as harsh and snarky because he thinks that makes interesting TV. I don't know the man personally. I don't know what's in his head. I don't know him as a person and what he does in his daily life and what his mindset was before going into this competition, but it seems like he's trying to emulate RuPaul and be that snarky, mean, rude judge that says the one-liners that's so interesting, and it's coming off as just rude and just arrogant and just overall inappropriate. And a lot of the critiques I found early on in the season were not constructive. And let's dissect that. How to give a constructive critique. A critique should be something that helps you build upon. For instance, telling a drag queen, your outfit is messy, you look horrible. That is not constructive. There's no way to build on that. Telling someone, oh, you look messy, this outfit is bad, this wig is bad, isn't telling me how to improve the next time. Even if it is an elimination competition where someone's gonna go home each week, you know, this queen that you're giving criticism to may not be here next week to, you know, actively use these notes that you're giving. However, even if they're not, these are still drag queens who are gonna presumably work in drag and entertainment after they leave this show, so any criticism that you give them is still helpful in their everyday life. So you should be giving them critiques that they can build upon. For instance, hey, this wig isn't really correlating with your outfit. Hey, your outfit's missing a few hems. Hey, it's a little bit busy. I think you have too much jewelry on, you don't really need that. Your shoe isn't really matching, it's looking a little weird. Hey, your padding is a little off. Maybe you should pad here, here, here. All these examples that I'm giving are ways that you can critique somebody that is constructive and that they can build upon. Saying that someone looks like they're the off-Broadway show of Lion King, saying that someone's outfit is just messy, saying that this looks horrible, saying this is not glamorous at all, this is the worst outfit you wore this entire competition. That is not a critique, that is helpful. There is no, telling someone you look like garbage is not constructive. You cannot build upon that critique. And I feel like it took far too long early on in the season for the girls to get it. And I know I mentioned Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman, and I want to bring light to something. So Nina Bonina Brown, who is from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, went on her Instagram, made a post. I didn't read the whole post. It was a long post. It was very long. I don't like to read long things. I have a short attention span. But she raised a good question. When it comes to Canada's Drag Race, the fans are a lot more critical of Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman instead of Brooklyn Heights. And I want to discuss that. And I think the reason why is because Brooklyn Heights is a drag queen. She has been in these girls' shoes. She has done RuPaul's Drag Race. She has competed in this competition. She has done pretty much all the challenges that they have done. So even when she's harsh, she's done it, so she has some insight. She kind of knows, she kind of can back up her statement. Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman is a cisgendered man who does not do drag whatsoever, and to my knowledge doesn't have any knowledge of drag and doesn't have any experience with the drag scene. So when he says snarky, rude comments, it comes off very ignorant because he's not really qualified to speak on these topics. Like, come on now. A cisgendered man whose contribution to makeup was wearing smudgy eyeliner and smudgy eyeshadow, critiquing a drag queen on their full face of makeup? Come on now. And it's not about, and I'm not even saying the comment about that he made to Jimbo, which I'm gonna play in this video, it wasn't even about what he said, it's how you say it. You don't gotta be rude. You know, these are still people. It's a competition, yes. You want them, you know, you should want people to walk away with your critiques wanting to do better and build upon them. You shouldn't be trying to crush their spirits and be mean. And yes, and at the end of the day, people are sensitive when it comes to art. When it comes to art is subjective. You know, fashion is subjective, hair is subjective, clothing is subjective. You know, it's all subjective. So somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt, someone's gonna disagree with the critique, it's gonna happen. However, you don't have to go for the gut punch and the low blow every single time. And honestly, looking back at season 11, Brooklyn Heights wasn't the warmest individual. Like, she wasn't mean or anything, but she definitely didn't come off as like the nurturing, kind type. Once again, I don't know Brooklyn Heights. I don't know her as a person. I can't speak to her as a person. I haven't hung out with her in real life, so I can't speak to her character. But from what I've seen on the show and how it's been edited, she hasn't been edited as a very kind or extremely nurturing or warm or soft or gentle person when it comes to explaining her opinions. That hasn't been shown on the show. She's been very blunt and forthcoming. And you know, you need the blunt judge. You tells it how it is. You need the judge that tells it how it is. However, you need a variety when it comes to judging styles. Otherwise, it's just like the same people on the same panel saying the same things, adding nothing new, and it's just a little bit icky. It's a little bit gross. You know what I'm saying? It's really gross, honestly. And then lastly about the judging, well, I'm not even gonna say lastly about the judging because Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman is about to get his own section in this video where I have some things to say. He's gonna get his own section because he needs his own section. But lastly about the judging, there have been certain wins that I think are questionable, and I'm gonna talk about it right now. So the next thing I wanna cover is the favoritism of Rita Bagga. Now, before I say what I'm about to say, Rita Bagga is a fabulous drag queen. She's amazing, she's talented, she's beautiful, and she has earned her spot in the top 5, period. No one can take that from her. However, Rita Bagga secured 3 wins before we were even halfway into the season. The girl secured 3 wins before episode 6. By episode 6, Rita Bagga had 3 wins. That means out of those 6 episodes, she had won half. And honestly, being real, out of her 3 wins, I think only 1 I would have gave to her. There was only 1 time where I truly felt like she was the best of the best. And I'm gonna explain why. So, first number 1 win was the ball challenge, where she won episode 1. And I didn't think that win was justified for the simple fact that, yes, her coat was beautiful. Yes, she had a nice glittered wig. Yes, she had the red frostbitten hands and ears. But when she took off her coat, she had a really poorly cut dress. No padding, no shape. This looked really bad, a really messy dress. And I feel like that automatically should have qualified her for the win. Not saying that she should have been the bottom 2, not saying that she should have been eliminated. No, she did not. She was by far not the worst that week. But to give her the win, I just felt like there were stronger outfits. I felt like Kiara's outfit was stronger. I felt like Anastasia's outfit was stronger. I felt like Priyanka's outfit was stronger, even though it was just bodysuit. But there were people who had stronger outfits than her. So I didn't really think that she should have won that challenge. The only win that I really think was really hers was her second win, which was the unconventional materials challenge, where they had to make outfits out of single-use items such as metal, paper, and plastic. That is where I thought she had won. That's where I thought she looked the best out of everybody, with the giant plastic rim around, the club kid makeup, just the grunge look. It looked great. She looked the best out of her group. I think she looked the best out of the entire runway, and I think that was the win that was really justified. And then we have this third win, which was the improv challenge with their infomercial, law commercial, drag challenge. Yeah, that. I didn't think she should have won. I thought she should have been the top, but I don't think she should have won. Here's why. I felt like her and Jimbo, when it came to comedy, I feel like her and Jimbo were the top 2 of the week. They were the funniest of the week. They were definitely the top 2. However, Jimbo, in my opinion, had a better runway. Had a much better runway. All the judges praised her look. She had the patchwork, the Club Kit Lee Bowery denim patchwork outfit. She padded beautifully. And Rita Bagga, while her outfit wasn't bad, Brooklyn Heights even herself said, hey, your silhouette is kind of top heavy. You have no padding in the back, so you have these big breasts and arms and shoulders, but no butt because you haven't padded behind there. But Jimbo, on the other hand, had a great look, was extremely highly praised, and padded correctly. She should have won that challenge. In my opinion, I know it's subjective, but I feel like Jimbo should have won. I feel like Jimbo aced the challenge, which her and Rita both aced the challenge, but Jimbo had a better runway, so I feel like Jimbo should have won that challenge. Period. And it just seems like the judges are really pushing for Rita Bagga to win. She's the favorite to win. It's a lot of favoritism to me. It's very clear that Rita Bagga is the one to beat and the one that the judges really believe is the top of this competition, but I feel like Jimbo has been really bringing it. Lemon has been really bringing it, except for some of her runways. But Jimbo's really been there, and I feel like Jimbo deserves some more win. I feel like Jimbo should have 2 wins at this point. And then the last thing about Rita Bagga is the 3 wins thing. I think Rita Bagga is suffering from the same thing that Gigi Goode did, and that is peaking too fast. I feel like when it comes to RuPaul's Drag Race is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Check out that last video I posted. Meaning that slow and steady wins the race. So for instance, Gigi Goode got a lot of wins very early on. Rita Bagga got a lot of wins early on. So when you give somebody that many wins so early on into the competition, you basically put them at the top of the mountain. Only way to go is down. Unless they are consistently in the top or winning challenges after challenge after challenge, it's gonna look like they're lackluster in comparison because you've given them so much praise and you've let them peak so far up. It's like you put them on top of this mountain and there's nowhere else to go. Unless they win every other challenge and blow the competition out the water, they peak too fast. I feel like Drag Race also works best when you don't know who's gonna win. I think the greatest thing about Canada's Drag Race early on was that I couldn't tell who was gonna win. I thought Priyanka, Priyanka was doing great. Lemon was really doing great. Rita was doing great. Jimbo was doing great. Scarlett Boa was consistent. Boa was being very good. Alona Verley had her moments. But you couldn't tell who was gonna win. And I think that's the most exciting thing, especially when it comes to reality TV. People want to be on the edge of their seats. They want to be entertained. They want to be enthralled. They want to be drawn in. And when you just give this person win, it's kind of like, okay, we know who's going to win. We know who's going to win. And I feel like now, at the point of the competition, Rita has 3 wins, Lemon has 2, Jimbo has 1, Priyanka has 1, but she's lip-synced twice, and Bobo has nothing. So at this point, either Lemon has to get another win to tie with Rita, or Jimbo has to get 2 more wins to tie with Rita. And if you spread the wins out amongst all of them, and Rita's still in the lead, it's kind of like, well, Rita's gonna win. And there's no suspense to that. And I get it, it's a competition. The producers can produce it how they want. These are just my opinions. I have a whole YouTube channel dedicated to my opinions. It's just my opinion. And then next, we have the one person who needs their own section, and that is JBC, Jeffrey Bowyer.
I hear you, girl. Everyone gets the same amount of time. Use it better, maybe.
Chapman. So, as we all know, it's no secret. If you're watching Candace Drag Race, you know that on Twitter, they have been dragging Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman because he has done some things, said some things that are completely inappropriate and really unnecessary. And he's been very rude and a little bit snarky and hostile with his critiques. And some of his critiques don't really make sense. They don't really make sense. They honestly don't. He and Brooklyn Heights have kind of been doing this RuPaul-esque impression, and I get it. This is the first drag race competition that has not been hosted by RuPaul. And these are their first times hosting the drag competition. So obviously they're trying to get their TV personas, trying to get their vibe, what type of judge that they are. So I'm not going to judge them too hard on that. However, there are some things that I have an issue with. Number 1 is the rudeness. Like I said before, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. You don't have to say everything rude. Everything doesn't need to be a, ooh, snap moment, girl. I got you, girl. Maybe use it better. Maybe. The rudeness is not needed. Next is the editing is making him very unlikable, which is kind of crazy because Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman has been a guest judge on the US Drag Race, and the fans love him because he's handsome and he's funny and he's charming, he's charismatic, but Candace Drag Race has made him so unlikable. Girl, he is falling in the polls. You can't blame it on the editing because he's a judge. Unlike the contestants who wear the same outfits for every confessional every week, you can't really edit. You can edit what they say because they're wearing the same outfit and they can be talking about a number of people, but like when it comes to a judge, you really can't. And especially when Brooklyn Heights or Stacey McKenzie go, hey, so Jeffrey, what do you think of Jimbo? What do you think of Scarlett Bobo? What do you think of Lemon? They literally say who you're about to address before you address them, so you really can't blame whatever you say on the editing, especially as a judge. And then the last thing I want to get on to, because I'm not going to spend too much time on this topic, I'm really not, okay, I'm not, is the unprofessional and rude body comments. Let's get into it. Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman has talked about people's bodies, and it's a problem. Specifically, he made a comment about Alona Verley's behind, saying that she needed to put full coverage foundation on it. And let me make something very clear. RuPaul's Drag Race is a drag competition that is centered around being the best female impersonator there is, being the best drag performer. The queens are being judged by who they are in drag. Yes, there's storylines. Yes, there's podcasts and Tic Tac lunches to get to know who they are out of drag and who they are as people. But the majority and the bulk of the competition is decided by how they perform in drag. It has nothing to do with their boy bodies. So if it's one thing to critique a queen's padding, her outfit, her hair, but to critique their body, their boy body, no. They're not being judged as men. They're being judged as women who are in drag. They're being judged as men dressed as women in drag. Okay? So I feel like that comment was inappropriate. I feel like any comment about a queen's physical body, boy body, the body they were born in, their cis body, not the padding, not the wig, not the makeup, not the shoes, not the hair, but their body. Their behinds, their chest, anything to do with that is completely off limits, in my opinion. That was an inappropriate comment, and it really gets into like body shaming. And Alona's behind didn't look that bad. It really didn't. And I believe, I can look back at it, but I believe Brooklyn Heights also chimed in on that. I think it's inappropriate. You don't need to talk about a queen's boy body. Now you can say, well, if a queen wears a revealing outfit, then they're revealing their boy body. You can talk about how it's incorporated in the outfit, or you can say the outfit's not flattering to this shape. Maybe. But to say, oh yeah, your behind needs this, that, you're here to judge their drag persona. What they brought to the competition, their outfits, their hairs, their silhouettes, their padding. Because once you start talking about people's physical bodies, the bodies that they have to go home in, the bodies that they have to look at in the mirror when they get out of drag, when they pull the wigs off, when they take the makeup off with the paint, with the whites, when they take off the shoes, untuck, go home, go back to the hotel room, lay down, look in the mirror. That body, when you start talking about that body, it starts getting a little bit ugly, and the lines of judge and bully start to blur, and it's not fun to watch, and it's inappropriate, and he should not have said that. Alright, so lastly, let's get to the last part of this video where I can be a little bit more positive. My predictions. So my prediction for the top 3 of Canada's Drag Race are Rita, because she's clearly a favorite and she has the most wins, and if she were to get kicked off, it would be a huge gag. Lemon, because Lemon has consistently been improving. She has the second amount. She has 2 wins, right behind Rita, and she's only lip-synced once.
Oh my god, it's not funny.
And she's really doing it. I think she'll make top 3. Only thing I can see bringing her down is her runways, but if she can continue to deliver consistent runways, she can make it to the end. And she's also the best actress on Canada's Drag Race currently. And then number 3 is Jimbo, simply because Jimbo is unique. They are a unique performer. They do crazy things on the runway. They're always spectacular. The judges are literally so excited for Jimbo to see what she's gonna bring every week, what she's gonna walk out in, what she's gonna do in the acting challenge, what she's gonna design. Like literally the judges are so enamored with Jimbo, and it's weird. Like with Jimbo, the judges are kind of like enamored with her, but also like not giving her due credit at the same time. It's weird. But I feel like Jimbo is top 3 material. And if Jimbo gets voted off, I know the internet is going to explode. The fans are gonna go ballistic if Jimbo gets eliminated, because Jimbo is clearly the favorite. And those are my top 3. As far as Priyanka and Scarlett Bobo, I feel like Scarlett Bobo is definitely getting the Jan edit where she's always safe, and she's going to fall to the bottom and probably lip sync once and then go home. That's my prediction. And Priyanka's already lip synced twice, so she lands in the bottom 2 again. It'll be her 3rd time, and pretty much with the exception of a few queens like Coco Montrese and Karen Michaels, once you lip sync 3 times, it's kind of over for you. So that's what I'm kind of feeling. And even if Priyanka makes it to the finale, I don't see her winning, even if she survives a 3rd lip sync. That's just what my opinion is. And as far as Miss Congeniality, I see Miss Congeniality being either Priyanka or Lemon if she doesn't win. But I'm kind of rooting for Lemon. The 2 I want to win the most are definitely Lemon and Jimbo and Priyanka. But I feel like because she's been in the bottom 2 twice, that's probably not gonna happen. In conclusion, is Canada's Drag Race working? Yes, it is working. I don't think it's a bad show at all. I think the cast really saves it. I feel like if this cast wasn't that strong, that plus with the judging, I think it would really hurt it and people really wouldn't pay attention. But Canada's Drag Race is bringing it. And once again, Canada's Drag Race is far more entertaining than All Stars 5. I said what I said. But other than that, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on the judging, the queens, how the show is going so far, and just things that I've been noticing as I've been watching it. I'm loving it. I can do a full season. I'll do a full season review once the winner is announced and we get to the finale and the reunion. But until then, this is gonna be the only video of Canada's Drag Race for right now. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got your life, and I appreciate you. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, watch my other videos, get into it, like it, and do what you're gonna do. Enjoy yourself. Come join us. It's a good time here. And I will see you in the next video.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Big dope dealing money, he was getting some coins. Was in shootouts with the law, but he lived in a palace.